Yeah, I don't know. I guess I'm just feeling a little blue. It's just so gross outside, and I'm looking at all these photos of when it was nice out, and I want to go outside and shoot something so that I can just, create something.
Well, have you tried to do anything to get over this?
I mean, not really.
Well, what if you took, like, some stock footage and tried to make, like, a movie trailer?
Yeah, that's a great idea.
And I know you use Artgrid, and they've got a ton of options for
Yeah, they've got an excellent selection. I could definitely throw something together. All right, I'm going to try that. Thank you for the idea. I think that'll make me feel better. What is up, people, and welcome back to another episode of Can Dunna Do It, the show where you send me challenges and we find out if Dunna can do it. In today's episode, we're going to be trying to take on the challenge of making a movie trailer using only stock footage from the sponsor of this video, Artgrid. In a previous episode of Can Dunna Do It, we tried to recreate the lighting and color grading from The Queen's Gambit. This time, we're going to be trying to make our own Hollywood blockbuster trailer from only stock footage. And if you want to win a subscription to Artgrid, leave a comment down below after you've seen the trailer itself and let me know what you would name that movie. Just put movie title and then put the movie title that you think it should be, and I'll pick one lucky winner that's going to get a free subscription to Artgrid. All right, I'm gonna head over to the computer, dive into the process, and let you know what I did, why I did things, and we'll see if I did a good job. Hopefully. Let's go. Okay, so first things first, we're gonna need to figure out what the heck our trailer is gonna be, and normally this would be a lot easier because you would have a movie. Usually you'd have the movie first and then you would work backwards from that to figure out what you wanted to tease in the trailer. So we're gonna have to kind of create a fake movie in our heads and then shorten that into a fake trailer. But luckily they've got lots of great things here on Artgrid that can kind of sort through the videos, so we should be able to find stuff that works well together. For example, they've got this collections tab down here and you can go through all sorts of different collections of either different stuff that works well together or the same type of shot. And actually, if we go back here, you can go through and go to shot types as well. So if you're looking for something specific like close-up, macro, medium, long shot, those kinds of things, different types of camera movement, times of day, locations, formats, and the different kind of speed. So if you're looking for something that you want to like ramp up the kind of energy, you can do super fast or super slow if you want to like really slow things down. But there are lots of really cool options. And then you can also go to people, where you can choose what kind of people you want to see in the shot. And you've also got filmmakers. So there are different filmmakers who have submitted their kind of own stories. And this is really cool because you've got this like girl wandering alone at night, and you've got basically an entire story all with the same main character, all shots that look great together. We'll take a look through pull footage based on what we want that story to be using the tools that we have here at Artgrid. So I'm gonna go through that. This is gonna take me a while, so I'm gonna time lapse through this so you don't have to sit through it with me. I think I have a good kind of selection here. Some stuff that's kind of sci-fi, robots and some computers and that kind of stuff. And then I've got some medical stuff, a little bit of kind of like pandemic shots, crime and violence. I've got a little bit of this like horror zombie kind of thing going on, kind of apocalyptic. So we're gonna have some kind of sci-fi robot zombie movie, I think. So I'm gonna hit checkout here. And the best part about this is that it's all under one subscription license. So I can use as many of these clips as I want. You've got options as far as how you want to download them. So for example, like this one's got the log version. There's like high quality or the regular quality. We've got 4K, we've got our log here again. So you've got all these different kind of options depending on how the footage was shot or how it was created. Okay, so step number one is done. I've got a bunch of footage picked, some options for what we can do. And like I said, I don't have a movie to work off of here. I don't already have a storyline. So I've got something kind of formulated in my mind that I think might be kind of cool. And I downloaded the extra pack that Artgrid and Artlist are offering right now that has like $500 worth of bonus stuff. So we'll see see if any of that comes in handy as well. I think the first thing I want to do is just throw a bunch of that footage on the timeline and start to see if I can kind of create a bit of a storyline. And then after that, I'll kind of shuffle it down, add sound effects and music and that kind of stuff. And hopefully that works. Anyway, let's get some of the footage on the timeline here and start messing around with it. Okay, so I've got 4 different kind of distinct sections. I haven't done any editing down, so these are literally the entire clips. Right off the bat, we've got just an establishing shot. We are on Earth. Then we've got some clips of some kind of pandemic. People are upset. This guy in a hazmat suit is obviously upset. He's out at a lake for some reason, but it's really moody, so that works. And then he's trying to develop something to make a cure or to make humans better. Then our next little section, which I have in green here, is going to be a bunch of like crime and like people are definitely not reacting well to what's going on in the world. Then we've got another section that shows what happens after basically it doesn't work. Everything that we were trying to do didn't work. Then our last section is going to be this girl. She's going in for experiments. There aren't many humans left on Earth. These guys are going to put the mask on her, and then she's going to go into a dream state. And when she wakes up, she is a robot. And we're going to do a couple of clips of her. But then this is kind of the twist at the end of the trailer. We're going to see this one little injection, and then we'll see the zombie eye, and then we'll see the hand slap on the glass, and then it will be some kind of a title or coming this summer or something like that. I'll do a title there. I don't know about you, but that seems like a movie that I would legitimately watch and probably enjoy. Whether it's for how good it is or for how bad and cheesy it is, I'd probably be entertained either way. The next step here is going to be to whittle down those clips to just what's necessary, probably do some sound effects at the same time. I'm still not sure what I'm gonna do about music, but first I think we can go through and kind of start to cut things down a little bit. Research facilities across the world have been working on cures and vaccines, but nothing seems to be sticking, and people are starting to get desperate and angry. Okay, that ended up being a lot. I've been here for several hours trying to get that edit down. At first, I was struggling with kind of the way that things were looking together, and then I thought, you know what, it's definitely because there's no sound effects, there's no sound going on. I dove all the way into using the sound effects and definitely found that that helped a lot. I got to use some of the sound effects in the free Artgrid bonus pack that they've got going on right now, some of the cool impacts. The other thing that I did is I recorded a bunch of different little voiceovers that kind of give a little bit of insight into what the story is. The goal here isn't necessarily to tell the whole story. In fact, my specific trailer kind of ends where the story would start, but it's just supposed to give you enough of the story that you're enticed to watch the movie, obviously. And it is looking pretty cool. It's not quite there. I think one of the things that I need to do yet that will kind of start to tie things together is fix the color grade so that it looks more consistent, because in each section, there should at least be a consistent color grade so it looks like they're all the same place or the same brightness or whatever. So we're gonna dive in and do that now. The more I do on this, the more impressed I am from people who make movie trailers, because this is really, really difficult to kind of get it right where I think it should be. Color grading actually made a really big difference in kind of tying everything together, so I'm excited about that. Generally, I was just trying to get kind of a consistent look in each section. Throughout the first section, I was generally going for kind of a faded teal and orange, but with a little hint of kind of yellow. Then in the second section, I left it as that kind of fiery red to show that kind of things weren't as good as they should be. In the third section, I've got this really kind of faded yellow, almost like Walking Dead or I Am Legend kind of look to it. And then once we go into the operation scene, we got a little bit more blue, which was inspired by the fact that in the operation room, there's so much blue already. For the dream sequence, I just really made the yellow pop on her jacket and then kind of desaturated everything else with a hint of blue so that it still matched up with everything else. And then in the final scene, we've almost got this kind of like superhero-esque teal and orange kind of thing where it's a little bit dark and moody. And then of course I matched the green in the last shot so that it would be more teal to line up with everything else that we had. So with all that said, I think we're done with this movie trailer, with one exception. It still needs a name, so remember to leave a comment down below on what you would name this movie. I'll pick my favorite of those titles, and that person is going to win a subscription from the sponsor of this video, Artgrid. So I'm gonna show you the trailer, and then we're gonna come back and we'll talk about the process and kind of what I learned and where I think I could have gone better. Enjoy the trailer.
Deadly virus is gaining traction, spreading faster than ever as authorities try to figure out.
I'm telling you, they're not doing anything at all.
It's all about. Research facilities across the world have been working on cures and vaccines, and people are starting to get desperate and angry.
We're running out of time. Prep her for surgery now.
How will we know if it's worked?
There's only one thing left for us to do.
Have we gone too far with this?
All right, so there you have it. That's my movie trailer. My first movie trailer I think I've ever made, now that I think about it. Was it a fantastic movie trailer? No, I can definitely see some flaws in it. It's got some kind of pacing issues with lots of starts and stops, and I feel like it could have kind of smoothly flowed a little bit better. Again, I think I'm starting at a bit of a disadvantage because I don't have an actual story or an actual movie to pull from, but I'm sure that that has its own complications and difficulties as far as like knowing what to show and what not to show and that kind of stuff. This whole process really made me appreciate the people who do put together movie trailers, because it's not an easy thing to know how much to show and how long to do it and to keep things moving and to make sure that even within such a short period of time, you've got a story arc and something that pulls the viewer through and makes them intrigued to want to watch the final movie. A couple of things that made a really big difference: the sound design that went behind it really brought the whole thing to life, especially because all of the stock footage that I used had stripped out the sound. So I didn't have any like on-screen dialogue. Like if you were watching a regular movie trailer, you'd see the big star of the movie and they'd probably be saying something. I had to kind of try and sneak some dialogue in there with my voiceovers so that you could kind of get an idea of what was going on beyond what you were just visually seeing. And you may or may not have noticed, but all of the voices that were in there were actually just me. I used something called Voice Changer from Acusonus to slightly modify all of the different voices so that it kind of sounded like it was a bunch of different people. It's a really cool plugin, and it was a nice, easy way to kind of get some variety in those voices in the trailer. And then, like I said before, I think the color grade really made a big difference, especially when you're pulling from multiple sources like this. It's not a movie that's already made that has kind of a consistent color grade to it. So if I ever had to do this again, I definitely feel like there are some spots that I could improve, but I'm also pretty darn happy happy with how it turned out for my first go at it. It looks like an interesting movie that I would actually probably watch. It might not be a good movie, but that's okay sometimes. Thanks so much for watching this episode of Can Dunna Do It. Make sure to leave that comment down below and let me know what you think the movie should be titled. And on your way down there, hit that like and subscribe button, hit the bell notification so you don't miss out on future videos. Thank you to Artgrid for sponsoring, and I'll see you next time. And if you're wondering about my costume changes, I got some new shirts and I really like them, so I'm showing them off.